It was just before dawn on September 29th, 2021, when a chilly 911 call shattered the quiet suburbs of Katy, Texas. "I just killed my sister," a trembling teenage voice said. "Oh my God,
Tell me what your
I
name
thought it
is."
was a dream." The caller was 17-year-old Benjamin Elliott, and the victim was his twin sister, Meghan. They had shared everything since birth: birthdays, classes, even a secret twin language as kids. But that morning, one of them was dead, and the other was accused of murder. Was this a cold-blooded killing, or a horrifying tragedy that unfolded in the depths of sleep? The Elliott family was close-knit, loving parents Katy and Michael, their eldest daughter Elizabeth, and the inseparable twins, Benjamin and Meghan. Friends described them as mirror images of each other: quiet, kind, and deeply bonded. Drew Whitaker, a family friend, recalled, "You could never imagine anything bad happening between them." Meghan looked up to Ben. He was her comfort, her protector. By all accounts, there was no tension, no fights, and no history of violence. But everything changed in the early hours of that September morning. It was a typical school night. Benjamin had stayed up late, scrolling through his phone in his room. According to phone records, his screen was active for hours, except for one 24-minute gap. At some point during that window, he quietly walked into Meghan's room, knife in hand, and while she slept peacefully, he stabbed her in the neck. Moments later, he woke up, covered in blood, staring at the lifeless body of his twin sister. Panicked, disoriented, he dialed 911. "I just killed my sister," he cried. "I thought I was dreaming." When police arrived, Benjamin was shaking and sobbing. He kept repeating that he must have been sleepwalking, that he loved his sister, that he would never hurt her. To his devastated parents, Katy and Michael Elliott, the story made no sense. Their son had never shown anger or aggression. Still, Meghan was gone, and Benjamin had confessed to killing her. Investigators were equally baffled. There was no motive, no signs of struggle, no history of violence. Even prosecutors admitted they found nothing to suggest tension between the twins. So what had happened that night? The Elliots began to wonder if something deeper, something medical, was at play. They remembered odd moments from Benjamin's childhood. He had been found wandering at night, mumbling in his sleep. A friend even recalled seeing him eating a donut while asleep at a slumber party. The family had a history of sleepwalking. Could that explain the unthinkable? Benjamin's defense attorneys turned to Dr. Gerald Simmons, a neurologist and sleep specialist. At first, Dr. Simmons was skeptical, but after running 2 extensive sleep studies, he changed his mind. He found that Benjamin quickly entered slow-wave sleep, a phase where sleepwalking and sleep violence can occur. Dr. Simmons concluded that during that 24-minute window, when Benjamin's phone was inactive, he likely entered this deep sleep state. And in that state, he killed his sister without realizing what he was doing. "He definitely killed her," Dr. Simmons said. "But he didn't do it voluntarily. There was no motivation. It was a tragic accident that occurred in his sleep." As shocking as it sounds, this wasn't the first time sleepwalking had been used as a defense. In Canada, Kenneth Parks drove 14 miles and killed his mother-in-law, all while asleep. He was acquitted. In North Carolina, Joseph Mitchell was accused of strangling his own child, and was also found not guilty after doctors confirmed he was sleepwalking. Could Benjamin Elliott be the next name added to that list? To his family, it was the only explanation that made sense. To prosecutors, it was too far-fetched. Even after receiving the sleep study results, prosecutors Meghan Long and Maroon Katani weren't convinced. They noted inconsistencies. Benjamin had told detectives he stabbed his sister once, yet Meghan had 2 stab wounds, one of which was 4 inches deep. They also argued that there should have been more blood evidence, especially if Benjamin had truly been asleep and unaware. In 2024, Benjamin Elliott stood trial, facing a possible life sentence for the murder of his twin. The Elliots sat in court, reliving their nightmare, mourning one child, praying not to lose another. Whether Benjamin's actions were conscious or not, one fact remains. A beautiful, kind 17-year-old girl named Meghan Elliott lost her life at the hands of someone who loved her most. Her mother Katy later said, "It's scary as hell. If that can happen to us, it could happen to anyone." The tragedy left the family shattered, yet united in one painful truth. 2 lives were destroyed that morning, not just one. The story of Benjamin and Meghan Elliott forces us to confront a haunting question. How much control do we really have over our actions, especially when the mind is asleep? Was this a crime or a catastrophe of the subconscious? Whatever you believe, one thing is certain. For the Elliott family, there will never be true justice, only unimaginable loss. Thank you for watching Criminology Insights. If you believe stories like this deserve to be told, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more cases that reveal the truth behind the tragedy. Because sometimes, the darkest mysteries begin not in the world around us, but in the human mind.